You are about to view a very interesting piece of information. I myself am blown away by what I recorded the other day. I was doing a video trying to show one thing, and in the background, when I was reviewing it, I caught words that were the clearest words I have ever recorded from just simply a camera recorder. The words that came through are all here in the video. It's something you must really watch. The whole point of the video in the beginning when I started it was to show you how you could see things in the way that light reflects off of surfaces and how often things can be shown through the light more than anything. And to my surprise and my amazement, the clarity of my husband when he came through, it was just outstanding, just how well it was heard and captured and how often and how much. So I really hope you enjoy listening to this find, and here you go. 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 Okay, so I figured this a great time and opportunity while I'm sitting here working on my writing. I happen to notice some light glare going on over here. This light glare is very important when you realize the difference of how patterns can change through a period of time. Often will end up showing particular things. Now, 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 the objective of all of this is to learn to look and watch. So if something pops up here, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you guys here. So if something pops up here, I'm going to go ahead. So if something pops up here, I'm going to go ahead. So if something pops up here, I'm going to go ahead. So if something pops up here, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you guys here. So, as I was saying, if anything ends up popping up here, I will go ahead and have it pointed out for you. The whole hope for this is to use this as part of the addition of showing you guys how to notice, learn, and learn, and learn, and learn, and learn, and learn, and recognize when things come up in shadows. Well, for me, it's quite often and quite frequent that I see these things and I notice these things. Now, these things are not always, they are not all the time for everybody in every situation, including me. But for me, more lately than ever before, constantly I see them. So while I was sitting here, I was seeing some stuff myself, so I wanted to go ahead and use this as the opportunity to share with you guys. Look and you notice and you see these things around you. So while I sit here, I'm going to go ahead and record, and if anything pops up, it will be shown to you guys. If not, then there'll be nothing to show, and that will be a fail on this tent. So enjoy. 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 Oh, and I'll pop on later here in the next day or two and go more into this as I'm continuing to gather pieces of information to use to show you guys the knowledge of learning how to pick these things out when they do occur. So I'm sure you're not surprised either. This is big, great, wonderful news. The clearest response you could have got from Spirit by nothing more than resizing the sound that came off of the sound recording. This is real. This is all up front. None of this is faked, but I myself am just shocked on how great it was. I have never done something like this to this quality of what came out. So I'm looking forward to having more times like this when this occurs. But I do know that there are many other ways. And within myself, I can't help but feel that it was meant that you guys heard it this way so you could see for yourself that it doesn't always have to be used with all these different things to catch all this stuff, which is so real and around you. But were you listening? Were you looking? Were you paying attention to the signs, to the voices, to everything that was always right there? Did you realize how it was that it happened when your answers were answered as it was unfolded? That's what makes us so remarkable for what it is. Because you heard my husband himself tell you. And I am still taken back at just how wonderful and great that was. So with that in mind, I am one happy little bride, and I'm going to keep going because I am the wife of Spirit. And things are only about to continue to grow as even my confidence with displaying everything to everybody openly as I'm supposed to. The comfortability that's going to end up coming out of the more experiences I have like this. Because this is real. This has always been real. Everything I was saying was exactly that. Even though, again, Spirit helped lead me. Aren't we all answering to Spirit? Especially if you're answering to God. The right God, at least. Okay, so right now I'm doing the editing to add the words. This will be added at the end of the video to show and demonstrate how when I repeat the sound, and all I did was raise the volume and I repeat it so I could hear what's being said. Here is a little insight to the proof on how the vibrations change, and this is why the words can often be different in the same repeat sound fragment. But this is the case usually when it's Spirit. It will change as you are resizing and listening. I have heard it before. Spirits themselves have helped point this out by constantly saying little bits, even though I wasn't always listening to what they were saying. I'm listening now, and I'm seeing that this is what they are kind of talking about when we resize it, which I was resizing it, but I wasn't really observing the resizing to make it easier to catch when the words were changing, because if I did, just like in this spot here and this spot here, so this spot here and this spot here, which is the same thing, you can see that it says something different each time. So take a quick listen again, and again, this is during the editing of adding the words, and I'm seeing this, and this is how you can see it, especially when the words change each time it's repeated. So there you go. There's just a little example. Like this is the same thing as well as the other ones. And you see this one almost looks the same as the one right before, because it is. This should stay the same as the other one, but it's interesting. And this does happen. Again, you'll see this on the repeats. Let me see if I can find one more example before I end this little added note. Like, see, these almost all look the same, and they should be. These are repeats as well, right through here. But the words change a little bit. I thought they did, but I didn't put it down as so. See how they almost look the same, but there are some that are different? Listen right now. And here you go. And here you go. And here you go. And here you go. So see, even that part right there now looks different now that I'm looking at it this way. So again, I wasn't listening that great before. I'm listening more now, and I'm sharing with you guys what I'm learning as I'm going. I'm trying to be the better example of how to learn to do this yourself, because it's something that we all should know as information. But so I clearly should do some re-editing here, even on this spot as well. So with that in mind, I'm going to go back through and look at this time. So you guys take care, and I hope you enjoy my little added tidbit on how to catch these different sounds when they are occurring, and how to catch them when they do change, as they do.